growing up in a family of Christians, my grandmother raised me basically, and she was a very strict evangelist. My father was a deacon in the church. His brother was the bishop of the state of California. I got the Holy Ghost when I was 8. I got baptized when I was 7. And I decided to go my own way and got out of the church basically when I was about 12. And I found out that that wasn't the right way to go and got back in church when I was about 16. We were basically church-oriented, and most of my life was spent in church. Recently, we had a family reunion, and my niece was instrumental in getting the families together because my niece's son got married, and so some of the family members came for the wedding. So they said, well, since they're all here, let's go to the beach and have a reunion. When they did, it was a spur-of-the-moment thing, and they all got together and we met at the beach. And we haven't done that in a while, but it was fun. That wasn't all of them. Some of my family, the Los Angeles element, none of them were there. Growing up in San Diego was interesting. I started off over on 45th and Market. I grew up in a black neighborhood, so I was surrounded with black children, and everybody I knew was black. I was working at Cresses downtown, and I was going to school at City College at night. I thought I was going to possibly make a career doing something in that area because I was making a little bit of money. It wasn't much, but I figured, well, I was working and I wanted to go to school, so I was going to school studying electronics at City College. Well, I was coming home from work one evening in December when my dad said, "You have a letter." And the letter said, "Greetings from the President of the United States." At that time, it was President Johnson. He said, "You are hereby instructed to report for induction in the Armed Forces of the United States. No questions asked. You are instructed to report." And I was thinking at that time I was going to be going in the Army because that's who was drafted, was the Army. But when I got up to the induction center, this fellow with a Smokey Bear hat on his head came in and said, "We need a fourth of this class to go in the Marine Corps." When I told them I was a conscientious objector, they said, "You're nothing but a conscientious coward." I felt kind of bad about that because I figured if you want to clean the streets up, get rid of the riffraff. All these thugs out here that's doing nothing but causing trouble, put them out there on the front lines. And the guys that's going to school trying to make something of themselves and honest, law-abiding citizens, leave them alone. That was my thinking. But the government didn't seem to think that way. Let's leave these thugs out here and go get all the guys that's trying to do the right thing and put them in the service, send them over there and shoot them up. I felt pretty bad about that. They treated me like something you'd scrape off the bottom of your shoe instead of like dirt. I was worse than that. They were trying to do things that would cause me hardship. And they didn't realize that I was a child of the King. The Lord was on my side. And everything they did to hurt me backfired. And they couldn't understand, how is it that we can treat him like we treat him and he still comes out smelling like a rose? I was drafted into the Marine Corps January the 12th, 1966. One of the things about the Marine Corps is a killing outfit. That's what they do. First to fight is their motto. You go in first and you kill up everything you can run into. That's what they do. My religions and my personal belief, I didn't want to kill anybody. And I didn't go in the service to kill anybody. And here I'm in a killing outfit. That's what they do. And I had no choice. And when I tried to tell them that you got the wrong person, they wouldn't listen to me. The Army has medics and people that help the wounded. The Marine Corps does not have medics. The Marine Corps has, the Navy provides the guys that come in and take care of the wounded for the Marines. I wasn't in the Navy. If I was in the Army, I could have been a medic. I figured, well, I'll be a medic if I go in the Army. And so I had no choice to be anything other than a Marine. They put me in the position of the house mouse. And the house mouse gets to get up earlier than everybody else and go make up the bed for the DI. He has to make his bed up first, then go make up the bed for the DI and clean up the duty hut for the DI. So he's got to do double duty. But one of the beauties of boot camp and being treated this way was, if you were the house mouse, you come out of boot camp with a stripe. Instead of coming out as a nothing, you come out as a PFC. I happened to be the house mouse, and I was a high scorer on the PT test, so I had 2 stripes that I should have gotten. There was one guy that volunteered to come and help me clean up the duty hut for the DI. I gave it to him. So he came out with a stripe. And that was a plus for him because he wouldn't have got anything. But because he helped me, he came out with a stripe. And even though they treated me like nothing, I came out with a stripe. And what they meant for evil, God meant it for good. And it worked out in my favor. January 11th, 1968, 8 o'clock a.m. That was the day I walked out the gate and they couldn't come and get me. The day I left and said goodbye, you'll never see me again. That was my most memorable time. When they take you forcefully off your job, out of school, stick you in a branch of the service you didn't want to be in, and treat you like dirt every day of your life, that would be a very memorable time when that time ended. I went in as a private, And I was just like everybody else. All the privates were the same. They treated us all the same. They didn't care about race. You were nothing. And they told you you were nothing. So I didn't feel so much discriminated against because of my race. I was treated like dirt. Basically, nothing has changed. They've just been more creative with their deception and corruption and things that they do for us. Even though we do have a few more privileges than we had, and education was one of the things that has changed. You can go to school now and learn, where back earlier, going to school and getting an education was almost forbidden for us. But now we're doing a lot better now. We're able to get into public office now and do things that we couldn't do. Only thing you could hear of offices then, now you can be in offices now. Interested in serving in the military? If you're going to go in and make a career of it. Get a retirement out of it. Don't just go in there just to be going in there. Get something out of it. Make it count. My son served in the United States Navy, and he made the best of it. He went in, and he knew he had a 6-year commitment, but he went in and became a corpsman. And he got the training of a corpsman, and he was able to use that training when he got out to go and work in the hospital. Well, basically all I do now is I work in the church. I'm a deacon in the church. And up until I had these few surgeries that I've had, I was very active. It was pretty intense, and I'm still recovering from that.